Hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Soyun, a multidisciplinary artist and designer and a founder of a studio RGBdog. I grew up in South Korea, currently based in The Hague, in the Netherlands. I would like to thank you for Creative Code Art and Never Knows Better who invited me to talk for this workshop, and also you who are watching this. So RGBdog is a visual installation and interactive production studio that I started this April after the long years of freelancing. We've done web and AR, video production, projects for cultural record labels and musicians. I've been working on this music video project for musician Princess Camel, and yesterday was the official release with the Fact magazine. For this workshop, I would like to introduce my sound visualization process from thinking and brainstorming to how some parts have been made in TouchDesigner as practical information. As a good friend of the musician, I've been listening to his tracks and specifically got inspired by his track and decided to make a video for it. Since it became the first music video of the musician, I wanted to illustrate his identity in many fragments corresponding to his track, which is importantly composed with granular sampling. For the explanation of granular sampling, I borrowed a short video from a YouTuber called White Noises.
Granular synthesis is kind of a catch-all term which is used to describe anything that processes audio using the concept of granulation. This is where you take an audio signal, which could be anything really, it could be some samples or it could be some different waveforms, and you divide them up into these little slices called grains. These grains are then played back, but crucially, you don't have to play them back in the original order. Also, you can play multiple grains at the same time, which can lead to really nice textures or clouds of sound.
It's a very interesting way of sound production, and I thought maybe I can bring that concept to my visuals too. So let me show you the whole music video to begin with, which is 1 minute and 30 seconds. So according to how the sound is made, I took the footages of himself and took little pieces by mathematical calculations in TouchDesigner and extended, randomly reordered or layered on top of each other, made many traces, duplicated and morphed. So I would like to introduce you for one of the effects that I made, which is duplicating the eye, like a face part. So please open the TouchDesigner and open a new project. So first of all, because I'm using Mac, I would put down the frame rate to 30 frames per second, so it makes my computer a little bit better. I made a lot of TT files and a lot of videos. This final video is the result of the edited videos. So for this tutorial I will use my own face. I will cut my eyes and then see how it is. And because the video is a little bit longer than I need, so I trimmed it, trimmed the start and the end, so it only shows my eyes opening up. And then what I'm gonna do next is fit. So fit is very useful because you can set the resolution, and then if you have multiple sources, you can fit in the resolution. So when you need the next one, you can easily just connect to fit. And then I will finish it with no for this now. Next, I will put rectangles. So I will put just one rectangle, and then we can do duplicated. And the resolution is going to be the same. So I copy the parameter from fit and then change the resolution to pace reference. So rectangle is getting the reference of the fit resolution. Next, I will duplicate the boxes, the rectangles. So I will first transform 1 and transform 2, and then the first box will have a size of scale 0.2, maybe 0.25. Yeah, I decided to make both at 0.25. And then the first rectangle, I will make multiply, so, and then I connect to my original source, so it shows only the overlapping part of the video. So you can already see in the small pieces that it shows my eyes. Because I wanted to capture my eyes, I changed the translation to translate to probably minus 0.07 for this, the first eye, so it shows my eye, and then the second eye, the X should be opposite direction, 0.05, it looks good, it shows both eyes like this. And the next step, I will make traces. So for making traces, I will use a feedback. So you're going to connect to feedback. For the feedback, if you want to know more about it, you can follow your YouTube. If you search feedback, then you will see a really good YouTube video. And then I connected to transform, and in the end over. So connect like this, and then you drag over into feedback. So this is how it works for feedback in TouchDesigner. I copied one more for the next box. If it's too fast, this video is going to be online, so please watch it on YouTube. You can stop in the middle and then look at it if you need. Because I want to move the boxes, I would like to make LFO, so it moves to the direction I want, and then up and down, and frequency I want. So LFO is in chop. It's very useful. You will use it all the time. My computer is having a hard time, so I turned everything off. I can connect to the math because I need to make sure that the numbers are correct. So if you look at the numbers, Y angle, it looks like 0.42 is like the highest, and the lowest like minus 0.22, 42. So I will do math because LFO is from -1 to 1 for this now. So from -1 to 1 to range around minus 0.5 to minus to 0.5. Sorry, I'm very bad with reading numbers. I will export it to the Y angles for Y axis. So now it's going up and down. For the next, I would export the same to y-axis of the second box, so it goes up and down as well. It looks good. Let's see how it looks. So now it's like just going up and down, so it just stays in the middle like that. So we don't want that. We want to move the strip to probably, maybe for the first box, let's go translate minus 0.01. So it looks like this. The wave is same as the LFO. It's already going closer. And the next box, I want it to go to the other way, so I will just translate 0.01 instead of minus. And then we want to maybe combine it and then see how it looks. So I will go to top and then composite, and then connect these two into composite. And then check over. So now you see the boxes are going different direction and making traces throughout the whole space. I can change the frequency, which is the speed of how it's going. Then you can just try different parameters, translate to maybe a slow, faster. It's going crazy. It's actually from one of my video. I used this fast speed. Yeah, you can check out with different parameters how it looks, and you can decide what to go next. That's how I always work. I just follow the tutorial and just imagine what I can go for the next step. I want to make another LFO. So I control more with the size, the scale of the boxes. It can go up and down, or just stay in the middle. So with different mapped LFO, you can control a lot of different things. So this one, I put a different LFO math and then the scale, so it looks different than what it was before. It doesn't look very different though. So that's like the process of changing the parameters and see what's better and what's not. You can also use the half of the face like this. It might look a bit lame, but you need to know that it might look good in the editing process. So what I always do is just export everything, every video possibly can, and then see if I can make something cool out of those footages in editing process. Because I realize I can't do completely out of TouchDesigner for the making music video. Editing part is very important. Now I'm changing just parameters spontaneously. It makes like a slit scan effect that I followed at the beginning as a tutorial. It's kind of cool. I think it can be used in different videos. Although it's a bit scary, it's a bit intense. Here I'm trying different speed to different directions, and I'm looking at how it looks. We can do a little bit more beautiful way. So I have this video that I downloaded on YouTube, so I'm not gonna use it for other purposes, for just tutorial purposes. So it's like a blooming flowers 4K video. It's already like really beautiful video with the blooming flowers. And I just tried out different things. For example, because the background is empty now, so I put constant, which is like a still color, and then I put it in a composition, so combined with the image that I'm making. And then fit is doing good here. You can copy the parameters of the resolution and you can paste it into constant. Oops. Paste. So it's paste reference in the end. So it can follow the resolution of the fit that we made earlier. So I'm gonna change the color to black. So the background is black. Let's see. And then in the end, I'll put no. So now we see the black background with the images that we made. And then I will just keep changing the parameters and see how it looks. What about if you translate a little bit faster? Now it's going crazy. What if I put the frequency down of the LFO? It's quite interesting. It's making interesting traces. It's something that we can't expect before doing it, because of how film is made. It looks beautiful in this way. Actually, we can do a lot with this, and also intentionally make films to make it fit into these purposes. Now I'm changing the frequencies. I think if you connect LFO to frequency and then it changes the frequency automatically, it could make really interesting stuff. So after this, I tried a lot of different parameters and eventually made multiple videos and then edited in Premiere, all done in like an hour, and then put some music, and then I will show you how it looks. So this is how I made my video in TouchDesigner. I hope it was interesting because it's a very short video and it's only for a snippet of it, but I think it has potential to be developed in a different way. In the final video that I made for the flower, it's not like, I know, extraordinary or anything, but I wanted to show you how I work with the editing process. So if I show you, I hope it's interesting, yeah, the file directories, how I worked. I had this Premiere project, and then also I had all the resources. I had a 3D scan of the musician, which I didn't use in the end, but I wanted to. And also I wanted to use animal photos, but in the end I didn't use it. I had all the images which were open source. Oh, this is the musician. And footages, I took some footages by myself and took some footages from archive.org. For like this free footages, archive.org is a great website. You should check it out if you need like a found footages. And I also had multiple options at the beginning, like getting up. There were different scenes that I was thinking. getting up and also just doing a normal chores. And I had multiple people in my mind. There were like many more people. It's not here because I deleted. But then I was not the only. He was not the only one in the film. Supposed to be multiple people, but in the end I changed it. And also this opening door scene, because I wanted to make doors open, and then with the different cuts we'll probably make something interesting. So this is the result in the end. It's also in the video. And opening eyes. And also turning off the lights. I didn't use it in the end, but there were multiple videos that I filmed the musician to show like he turns off his lights, and then that's the end of the video, but it was not relevant anymore, so I didn't use it. So the videos that I exported from TouchDesigner, there were a lot of different videos. You see now this list of videos that I exported. And in the end it came out in a project file in the Premiere, edited with all sort of different footages. So I would like to recommend everyone to just document the process. That's really great for social media as well. If you keep uploading what you have exported and have experimented, it's also really good to see in the future. So this is how I work. I have always many files exported, even though it doesn't look that good. I just export it and see how it looks in an editing process, because you never know. It's sometimes I make it and then I'm like, why did I even save it? It looks shit. But then in the editing it can be useful, so I just save it like a hoarder. And then when I listen to the music, and most of the time how I work with a musician is I listen to the music of them and then I get inspired visually, or I just walk around in the city and just sometimes it pops up in my mind, and if I film this way it'll probably work in TouchDesigner. Or also in tutorials, when I watch tutorials, it's just the impatience of me. I just follow it and just try different things on the way, and then in the end it becomes something that it's a little bit different to the tutorial itself, which I am very grateful about, and people who are posting those tutorials. So please check it out. I will put it in my video, the TouchDesigner tutorials that I would like to recommend. So there was the workshop for today. Thank you again for bringing me to talk about my practice in this workshop, and thank you really much for joining and tuning in, and I hope it was useful and fun and inspiring, perhaps, I hope. And please check the people out that I mentioned, like the tutorials, and also the musician who provided the music for the tutorial, and also the musician I made the music video for, Princess Camel. And then please let me know, please tag me if you have made something out of this tutorial. I would love to see and share on my social media as well. So yes, it's time to leave. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy all the other beautiful artists' work in this amazing place. Bye.